All right, hello, my friends. The question is, can a person invoke their right to an attorney under Miranda if they're out of custody? Okay, so my name is Anthony Bandiero. I'm an attorney and senior legal instructor for political law enforcement training. I'm broadcasting from the National Interrogation Conference from Chicago. I do want to thank my friends over at Desert Snow for asking me to speak here. It's been a great experience, and I thank you. Hopefully we'll be back next year, and we can keep making good case law, right? All right, so here's some background from an officer in Michigan. I was investigating a credit card fraud case, and financial shipping records pointed me to a female suspect. My partner and I went to her house and knocked on the door. She answered the door and spoke with us. I told her I wanted to have a conversation with her, and she indicated several times that she wanted to call her attorney. I told her that that was fine and merely continued speaking with her. I offered to show her the records and gave her the opportunity to provide an explanation. She then invited my partner in. We discussed the records and the case. Her lawyer called me later and was not very pleased that I continued speaking with her even though she indicated she wanted an attorney. My understanding was that because the suspect is out of custody, I was permitted to continue the conversation. Let's walk through this, all right? So there's a few things going on here. And it's a good conversation that we're gonna have, okay? Number one is that the Fifth Amendment. The Fifth Amendment is a right to silence, right? It says no person shall be compelled to be a witness against themselves. This is basically a right to silence. It is always present. So when a person says, hey, I plead the Fifth, or I don't want to talk to you, that's another way of saying, look, just leave me alone. And that should be honored, right? Because they're invoking a constitutional right to silence. However, it's debatable whether or not, there's really a Fifth Amendment right to an attorney. In my view, the answer is no. There's not this core value. I'm just saying a core value to a right to an attorney. Enter Miranda. Don't mix these up. They're really two different issues. The Fifth Amendment, and then you have Miranda. Miranda is, of course, a case that gives a suspect certain rights, or certain warnings that have to be read to this person when three conditions are met. Number one, cops, right? It's involving a police officer. Second, questioning. It's an interrogation. You're asking questions, seeking possibly an incriminating response, right? And the third and most important for many of these cases is custody. As Fletzy likes to say, the three C's: cops, questioning, and custody. Okay. When you have the three C's, the Miranda rule applies. And now, frankly, there is no Miranda requirement in the Fifth Amendment, right? Look, go read it, and you tell me that where's that language at, right? You have the right to remain silent and so forth, right? Where's that language? It's invented by the U.S. Supreme Court. Whether we agree with it or not, it doesn't matter. It's the law of the land. The U.S. Supreme Court has made it the law, so we comply with it. Now, when you have those three C's, now the person is told their rights, their warnings, really. I mean, we can debate on whether it's a right, but they have to be told the Miranda warnings. In the Miranda warning is the right to counsel. So we do know that when the three C's are present and they invoke the right to counsel, they are off limits. Then we have the Sixth Amendment, okay? If formal proceedings have been commenced against a person, usually by an indictment, or because they've been arrested and brought before the judge, and the judge gives them the charges and so forth. When formal proceedings have commenced, they have a new right that comes in under the Sixth Amendment, the right to counsel under that as well. So the Fifth Amendment and the Sixth Amendment are two different rights. Okay, going back, now that we have the rules, let's go apply it here. Number one, is the person invoking the right to silence? The answer is no. They said that they want to call an attorney. The second thing is Miranda required? The answer is no. They're not in custody. We don't have the three C's. So, even if we can view them as invoking this right to counsel, it's not really applicable yet because the three C's don't exist. And third, quite frankly, even if there was the three C's, saying to you, I want to call my attorney in most jurisdictions is not equivalent to an invocation. They're not invoking They're Miranda rights. They're just saying, I want to make this phone call, and you address it appropriately. But the point is that that's not what's going on here. So we have no custody, we probably have no invocation, and we don't have really a right under the Fifth Amendment anyway to this attorney concept. That is a Miranda thing. Okay. A lot of the interview interrogation stuff gets kind of complicated. In fact, that's why I have a class that's an all-day class dedicated to interview and interrogation law, because unfortunately it can get a little complicated. But at the end of the day, the cop did the right thing here, right? Just asking the person, hey, I understand you want to call your attorney, but can I just at least show you the paperwork and you can maybe clear this up for us? That's okay. All right? All right. Hopefully, I hope it's, when they say it's clear as mud, hopefully it's a little clearer than that, but I'm sure it still can be a little complicated. So if you want me to continue clarifying this issue, let me know. And by the way, not all courts agree with that assessment, right? Some courts believe that there is a right to an attorney under the Fifth Amendment. That's not the way I view it, and most courts I don't think do, but we can always have a debate on that, all right? All right, before you leave, hit the like button, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, and I hope I've helped you get it right every time.